Hey everybody. Okay. So, welcome to YouTube Live. This is my very first one. I'm super excited. Of course, if you are here watching me live on YouTube, I'm excited to see you. My name is Meg. I am here in the Loven studio, and you're watching Maker Mornings with Meg, which usually streams live on a different platform that is like freaking out this morning. So here I am. I love having this YouTube Live as another option. So usually I record on that other, I live stream on that other platform, and then I come here to YouTube so that I can be recorded and post later. But today you get me live on YouTube because everyone is losing their mind over whatever is going on over there. So you know what? When everyone is losing their mind, it is time to make a card. And so today I have a really fun new card. It's really sweet and the colors are perfect for springtime, and it features pets, and really, who doesn't feel like loved and warm and reassured by pets? So when everything else going crazy around you, grab your Pets and More stamp set. Now, if you've never seen this before, it's because today is its first day. Okay, also, since this is new, oh, yay, Wendy, you're my very first, oh, and Melanie, you guys are my very first Facebook Live comments ever. So woohoo, fun for that. Definitely leave me comments to reassure me that people have found us here. But Pets and More is brand new today. It is part of the online exclusives that just released today from Stampin Up. And I'm going to show you, it's kind of too bad that we're not over there live on the other platform, because I have a whole lot of things to show you. I have 15 new cards. I have the card we're going to do together today, and I have a whole lot of cool product to show you. So with that, I think that we should probably get started, right? Okay, just a little tech thing. Yes, okay, so I can still see Wendy and Melanie's comments. So yay. All right, I'm gonna switch our camera over. Fortunately, some things still work from before. And we're gonna pull this out. So like I said, Pets and More is one of the new stamp sets. And the card that I'm gonna make today is inspired by Andy Warhol, who you've probably heard of. But if the name doesn't ring a bell, think like the Campbell's soup can art. And Andy Warhol was quite a character in the art world. There's actually a really cool Tate gallery piece on him if you want to like look up some information about Andy Warhol. But we are going to go ahead and do some repeat stamping with this Pets and More set. And the backgrounds and the foregrounds for this just totally screamed Andy Warhol to me. So he was a fascinating artist. And okay, I have to tell you this one more thing about him. I was really fascinated to read that he used to have coloring parties. He would have his friends over and they would help color artwork for him, which is kind of like a little, I mean, it's kind of crazy, but super fabulous and kind of similar to what we do, right? We get together with friends and we create together. So, yay. So I felt like this was a fun way to bring that together. So, hey, Marguerite. Yes, I know. Yeah, I think that other platform is playing hide and seek today. So that's okay, because we have a home here too. So I'm so glad you found me. All right. Like I said earlier, this is my first YouTube Live. So, all right, Pets and More. Let's look at these guys. There are a variety of cute pets and little accessory images to go along with them. And they are also meant to be flipped. So they are part of the Stampin' Up! Reversible series, which means you have the chance to use them both front and back. And you want to think a little bit about whether you want to stamp the fronts or the backs first. For myself, I find that I really like to stamp the fronts first, because then I can see where I am going. So we're gonna go ahead and take our little bunny here. This is Fresh Freesia, and I love photopolymer. You can see if it's well inked. And we're gonna go ahead and add our Fresh Freesia bunny over here. All right, now, once we've got that little image stamped, I am going to open up my chamois, clean off my stamp, and okay, Melanie, I'm gonna have to like look up that one. I'm gonna have to look up your art reference link. So, hey, Julie. All right, I'm gonna stamp off on my, okay, well that was not effective. I'm gonna stamp off once on my glass mat here, and then I'm going to stamp on our card. There we go. Okay, so now we have our bunny here in 2 little layers. And you know what? I just realized that I think I squished the heck. Did I do that? I squished the heck out of the first time. So let's do it one more time. You're gonna get a lot of chance to see this bunny in action. So sometimes you will find that pressing too hard, you see how our bunny has like a forehead here, that pressing too hard when you ink or pressing too hard when you stamp will get you an extra bit of your image that you don't want. So I'm gonna press a little less hard. There we go. And that's a much cleaner bunny. Okay. We have a bunny here. Sometimes you can hear her, I think, on my videos. She lives directly upstairs from where I do my stamping here in the studio. And she is a bit of a diva. She would not tolerate having a dirty forehead. So, all right, there we go with our happy bunny. Her name's Ilex. That's the name she came from the Humane Society with. And my daughter met her many years ago at this point, and when she was volunteering at the Humane Society. So I have to say, if you do not want to have extra pets, do not let your children volunteer at the Humane Society. She's okay though. We love her. It's funny because when Joey first met Ilex the bunny, she said, "Oh, can I have her?" And I said, "Absolutely not. We're not getting a rabbit." But that was many years ago. So she's a treasured member of our household now. All right, so now I'm doing the yellows, which I think makes this little treat guy look very much like a golden retriever, or a lab. Sorry, don't mean to be, too specific there. And we are going to go ahead and stamp him in yellow. I used 2 different colors for this. I used Daffodil Delight for the dark and Lemon Lolly for the front. And then we have our last character here, which we're going to do in Calypso Coral. And let's go ahead and pull this back in here. I'm gonna need our paw print, so I will pull that now while we're grabbing stuff. The online exclusives are, they've come out just today. And so you will want to go ahead and go over and check those out. The link is in the video description for the supplies that I'm using, as always. Oops. Sometimes when you put your stuff on the glass mat, it wants to stay on the glass mat instead of the block. All right, and then our last one here is our kitty. I could see that it wasn't quite inked correctly, so I had to get that cleaned off and start it again. And now I'm gonna flip this to the back, and we're going to do our Calypso Coral again. So since this is the same color, I'm gonna go ahead and stamp off. There we go, on our glass mat. Okay, and now, oh, I can see that it didn't stamp off evenly. It's kind of like a great, like this one doesn't want to stamp evenly on our glass mat. Let's see. We can try one more time, otherwise, nope, we'll grab some paper. So grab a piece of scrap paper sometimes. Let's get some of this ink cleaned off here. Gosh. Apparently I need to clean my scrub. There we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and ink this up, and I'm gonna just grab a piece of scrap paper here and we'll stamp off. There we go. Very evenly, and now we can stamp on our cat. Okay, so like I said, there are our sort of Andy Warhol-inspired pet prints. And hey, Nancy, yay, I'm so glad that people are finding us over here on YouTube Live today. It's not necessarily my plan to change for permanently, but we'll see what happens, A lot of times the crazy things that happen, so. All right, so we have our Warhol panel here. We're gonna go ahead and pair this with some colors. I'm gonna layer this here on a piece of Azure Afternoon, and we're gonna go ahead and pop this like so. I might trim this down just a tiny bit because I feel like it can afford to have a little extra space because where I stamped my pieces. This card is one of my featured tutorials for the month of March, and it is going to be part of Loven Stamps Monthly Tutorials. So if you get those PDFs because you have ordered from me during a month, then you can watch for this one in March. I'm going to trim the other side too. And it also is one of the card kits to go. So I've Got those already mailed for February orders. Thank you guys. And I hope everyone who got those kits for our February projects is enjoying them, or will enjoy them if they haven't come yet. But this is one of the kits for the month of March. So you'll get all the pieces cut and ready to stamp. You just need your stamps and your inks. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and add some decorations to this. You probably guessed right here. These are strips of paper from the lighter than air paper. So if you're like, wait, what paper is that? Here, does that remind you? So this is the paper with the hot air balloons from the January through April mini catalog, which is gonna go faster than we possibly could imagine. So this one goes along with the hot air balloon suite like this. And so there are lots of good possibilities for it, but I actually loved these pastel papers. I think they feel super springy and fabulous. And these pastel gems to go along with them are a great match. The papers remind me of sherbet colors, which always makes me think spring and so forth. So I'm gonna bring this strip in. A lot of times it doesn't take a whole lot of a pretty paper to add some inspiration to a project. Hello to the Netherlands. I'm kind of glad that you guys have kind of converted platforms here with me. Way to catch on to quick changes in our broadcast schedule. So who knows what's going on over there. I'm getting like messages back from people who are like, yeah, mine's not working either. So anyway, such is the way of the world sometimes. I'm going to go ahead and flip this back over and layer here on top. Now, one of the nice things about this strip here is that you can, make this sized down to fit and just have this peek out from the side. So a really fun layout idea. And then we're going to take this, and since you can see that our colors here's the lemon lolly, here's the fresh freesia, this is calypso coral, are inspired. We're going to go ahead and really bring that lemon lolly out. You can just see how having those color matches makes such a big difference. All right, so this is going to be most of our card, but we need a greeting for this, and we need some embellishments. So that's what this other paper is still going to be. And on my original card, I used the hexagon punch, which is a really great all-purpose tag punch. It's always good to have these tag punches handy. And when you go to look for this one, though, it's not available right now. So this is the lasting label punch, which I also think is an absolutely darling match for this. I like the soft edges. I like the size of it. This is a really great punch to coordinate here. So I'm going to go ahead and punch for, wait, am I going to punch first? I have to look at my hedgehog stamp set. Yes, I couldn't remember all of a sudden whether hedgehogs was photopolymer or red rubber. If it was red rubber, I would definitely stamp first and then punch. But since it is photopolymer, then we have the luxury of going ahead. Sorry, I just realized our camera's like syncing here. Hello. We have the luxury of punching first and then stamping. So I'm going to feature some different other stamp sets to go with Pets and More this month, because Pets and More doesn't have its own greetings. We're going to bring in some greetings from other sets. So I'm going to use this one right here. Finding a friend is the best discovery of all, which I think is a super cute sentiment. And I am going to pop that one here. You can see it's the one that I've used quite a bit from this stamp set. And I'm going to pop this here on the back of a block and stamp this here on our piece. All right. Did I do this? Yeah. Okay, we're good. So there is that. And then I'm going to bring back this paw print. I love the little accessories from, I guess they're not accessories, but you know what I mean, accessory images from Pets and More. And again, I'm going to do a light stamp there. So now we have our little greeting elements there. Yay. All right. And now we need to have a little bit of extra embellishment for this. So you might see right here that this is a great size for this spot. You could also, there are a number of different punches that you can put right here. But I really like the way this sort of balances our square. So it repeats our four, or our four square here, but it gives it a little bit more extra interest because it's a little bit off center. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm really glad that you guys have found me live here this morning because I told them earlier I have a lot to show you. I have about 15 extra cards featuring the new online exclusives, and you guys are going to be super excited to see those. So kind of like the big card reveal of all of the things. So, all right, I'm gonna pop this on here with some more Stampin' Dimensionals. And let's see, now here I'm trying to decide whether I want to go ahead and center the panel or move it over. I think if I move it over like this, it kind of emphasizes the label a little bit more because it puts the label on a third line. And so we're gonna go ahead and have that a little bit off center to the side there. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add some embellishments here. So I thought that this needed some little hearts, which means that the Country Bouquet Punch is absolutely perfect. This is came out last year, I think, not the year before, I think last year. And it has these shaped hearts and these petals. This is a really, really great utilitarian punch to have for all kinds of things, and I use these hearts regularly. I love that they have this jaunty shape, and if you don't want to waste a bunch of extra paper because all you want is that little heart, then just cut yourself a strip and stamp from the back side always, and you can go ahead and punch to your heart's content across there. Trick with hearts, you can always flip them over like this to have hearts from both directions. And I think actually I really want this little green paper. There's some really pretty pieces in here, really pretty papers in here. There we go. Okay, so now I have a whole bunch of hearts. I think I only need 2 though, so let's go ahead. I got carried away with my punching. And we're gonna pop these here onto our card like so. All right, let's see. And let's see, I kind of want one to face the other direction. So I'm actually gonna punch this from the back side here like this. There we go. So that my punch heart faces the other way. So I'll show you why here. Okay, so here are 2 punches that go together. And even though they're exactly the same shape, because they're reversed on each other, they have just a little bit more attitude and interest. This would be the 2 hearts exactly the same. And it's okay, but I really prefer this version here with the 2 hearts reversed. So you can reverse a punch by just punching it from the other side of the paper. Okay, super, yes, I'm glad you see. Yeah, it really does make a difference, the placement on here. So the comment was, wow, you're right. I never realized a placement made such a difference. It definitely does. These little things, right? But don't let that scare you. Just be like, if you look at something and you think, I don't really love what I've just done, there's something not quite right, then it gives you some starting places to kind of, or for me, it gives me some starting places to kind of look and be like, wait, what else could be shifted here? What could be different here? All right. So now we're going to go ahead and pop these hearts on here in our 2 different directions. I kind of crowded the side here with my paw print. I kind of wish I'd moved the paw print over, but that's okay. So now we have these 2 little hearts. I want to emphasize one of these. So a really obvious choice would be to use the coordinating dots, which of course I can't find right now. But anyway, they're coordinating dots. Another great choice would be these Zenia sequins, which are brand new. They're called adhesive back shiny sequins, but you'll have to wait just a little bit for these to come out. I think it's going to be April before we see them again. So in the meantime, we have the pastel adhesive back sequins, which are a perfect match for this set of paper and this set of colors here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this. This is like 1.5 sets, which is why they're here. I'm going to put 1 little sequin right there on our heart, and just to emphasize it and to really center our focal point here, right? Because we have a lot of images going on here, but our greeting is really where we want our focus to be. And so adding this little sequin here and those little extra hearts and the layers, that all helps to focus attention. So a really fun way to use this sweet stamp set and sort of channel your inner Andy Warhol, do some fun modern, well, I guess, I don't know, what do you call it, mid-century modern art here on your own, and invite your friends to stamp for sure. So, okay, you guys ready to see some more cards? Let me close up some ink pads because we all know that open ink pads invite disaster. And then I will show you some other cards here from the new pieces on the online exclusives list. So you can pop over to my online store to get more information about those. And let's see, I am super curious about how this YouTube live is working. Okay. So if you guys have any comments, YouTube live versus the other platform live, let me know. All right, so where to start with these cards? I'm going to start with the zinnias, which are absolutely very beautiful. And I'm going to show you the papers and the things that all go along with them. So here is the designer series paper. They have strong florals on one side of the papers. And let's see, I might have these already flipped. I feel like maybe did we do an unboxing together and I showed you these? So they have strong florals on one side and strong mini print patterns on the other side. And they come in these super bright saturated colors. I love this one right here. That just makes me so happy. I think it's Melon Mambo probably. Oh, Berry Burst. Yeah, Berry Burst and Melon Mambo. Gotta love those really strong summery colors. Some greenery, some stripes. And I'm going to show you, oh, that purple is delicious. I'm going to show you a whole bunch of cards that feature this, and you're going to love them. This is the Simply Zenia stamp set, also new. I love this greeting, sending flowers and thinking of you. Words fail to express my gratitude. That's a really nice sentiment too. I find myself sending a lot of thank you cards. So this is the stamp set. Then we have our embossing folder here. 3D embossing folder for zinnias. That is the pattern, probably the easiest way to see it, but it's one of those thicker ones. So you're going to want to use your, what's the extra pad called? You're going to want to use that extra pad, the one that's either gray or blue, depending on the age of your Stampin' machine, your die cut machine. And then we have the Simply Zenia dies. And Simply Zenia dies include both dies that cut out the stamped images, so you can see that there. They also include a variety of make your own flower dies. And make your own flower dies are absolutely fabulous. I have a project that I'm excited to share with these coming up sometime very soon that you will want for May 1st. So keep an eye out for that. Okay. So that is the stamps for these. You're ready to see some cards for this fabulous suite, the Simply Zenia collection. So here is a card. This one is done by Susan Lise Morton. And this is a Z-fold card, which you know is one of my favorites. This is a 3x4 panel with a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 layer. And ta-da! Such a easy, fun card layout. All right, this one is, oh, do the dies cut out some flowers and leaves? The leaves, that's a good question. I haven't played with this one as much yet, but these dies right here, these definitely do cut out the flower blossom, the big one, and the leaves here is met here. So there's 3 shaped dies, and then there are all of these little layer pieces. So there's a stem and some leaves and all kinds of pieces. So hopefully that answers the question. So lots of good possibilities there. All right, here's another card. This one is done by Tammy Ackerson, and Tammy used a piece of designer series paper. This is one of those ones that has a tall vertical or horizontal, but a scene that is on both borders of the paper. So it's like a border paper. And here is Great Minds Think Alike, a similar card from Natalie Travis. And you can see they just chose to layer a little bit differently. So this one has the Zenia folder in the background. You can see there on Tammy's. Natalie used a piece of cardstock in coordinating colors. So another fun way to use it. We have another Z-fold card. This one is from Jan McClurg. And you guys know how to do these, right? I've taught you Z-fold cards before. Oh, in the designer series paper. Do the dies cut out things in the designer series paper? I don't know. I don't think so. I feel like the dies and the DSP are separate. So if I'm wrong, I'll try and post and let you know. But I think that they're separate. So the flower, of course, you don't have to die cut though. You can stamp just like this in color. It's really pretty. And here's a card by Linda Bowen. And Linda did stamping on a colored piece of cardstock, which is a fun technique, and then added that wink of Stella is what's making that fun piece there. This is a book card where the top is scored. A lot of times people use it this way too. I think I just showed somebody's card. Somebody in mailbag sent me one of these and I loved it. It was that truck card, which I adored. So, and then we have this last one here, which uses the designer series paper as the design focus. And this is a, just like a 4" by 5 1/4 piece of designer series paper with a layer. And this is also one of the online exclusives is this sparkly paper, which somehow I didn't get in my order. I don't know why I didn't add that, because you know me and sparkle. So you'll see that once I get mine for sure. And, but you can add that now. So really pretty, accent. All right. So that's simply Zenia and it's fabulous, coordinating things. There are a couple of, card samples here that I don't have the supplies for or the stamp set to show you. This one is card by Ann Clemmer, and the greeting names, I can't remember the name of it, but when you go to the online store, you can go ahead and click in the options and look for the online exclusives. They're usually under like the time things or latest editions or so forth. And the nice thing about that is that they're easy to find. And these greetings are layered from there, and you can do all kinds of stuff. You could color them, you could cut them out, lots of good possibilities. And then I have another one. This stamps and die set is called Encircled in Nature. This is by Laura Bartow. And Laura did the background here with a Zenia folder where she inked the folder. And then this is a wreath. And you can see the cuts, the die cuts there in the wreath, and then the die cuts that cut out the florals too. So a really, this Encircled by Nature is a great addition to sort of a wreath collection. And you don't have to use it for flowery floral things, because this one is by Evie DiPiazza, and Evie used it for with the sort of much more outdoorsy. I love this greeting. You mean so much to me. And then she added a much more rustic look here. This is the, it's the folder with the writing on it. I can't remember the name, but you can see that this is like sticks around here, and then we have these die cut trees and stuff. So Encircled in Nature, not just for fancy florals. Definitely check this version out too. All right, and then the last set of cards I have to share with you is featuring the Latte Love stamp and sweet collection. And so you guys know I love coffee, and a latte is always desirable. I was with a friend the other day, and she had a fun latte topping like this, and she managed to drink the whole cup so that this stayed on top. I was like, oh my gosh, how do you do that? She said she was like sipping from the edge of the cup to make sure it didn't get disturbed. Anyway, it was kind of cool. I was impressed. So speaking of fun latte designs, you can cut these cups out from the designer series paper and just use them on your card as focal points. You have the messy coffee drinker coffee splotch paper. We have espresso beans. We have, and I'm feeling the coffee puns coming on here just looking at these. We have the plaid. We have more cups, and I'm going to show you a sample of this where you can just cut out the mugs to match. A tiny little print here is a background. A lot of times something like this I would use behind something or with a layer, just because it's a very subtle pattern. It's not just super distracting. This splatter one is really fun also. I could totally see making scrapbook projects out of this paper, a pretty stripe, a gorgeous petal pink swirl. Petal pink is one of my color jams for, actually it's all year round these days. A really pretty this is another swirl paper, and a darker swirl. And then finally we have a Calypso Coral Strong espresso beans. There you see patterns. So lots of good possibilities for all of these. And let's take a look at some of the extra pieces in here. This is the natural jute here, which is a fun, like got a polka dot on it. It's pretty stiff, so it would hold up really well as like a bow on its own kind of thing. And then we have the Latte Love. Hello there, let's catch up. You're the best part of my day. This one's on me. I feel like they missed the boat here. It could have been a very punny stamp set, but we've had some punny coffee ones before, so you could pull out some of those punny coffees from before and add some greetings. The other thing sometimes I will do, if I have a greeting that I really want, I sometimes would print something out on my computer on the Stampin' Up! Cardstock so that it gets on a nice piece of paper, and then you can trim it to match whatever you need. So to go with Latte Love are all of these dies. You can make your own French press. There's this coffee carafe here, and then we have the mugs for cutting out both the dies and the paper. So this one does cut out the paper images, so you can cut out these cups here. And then we have the ones that cut out from the stamps here too. So the last thing, and I think this is the most delicious part of this sweet collection, okay, focus, are these little striped latte dots. And they look to me, they're adhesive back swirl dots. I think they should have called them latte dots. But they have this amazing detail swirl on them too. So, and let's see some cards, hey? Okay, so this card features the paper and one of the mugs. This is by Karen Titus, and this is cut out from the designer series paper. So another great way to use these mugs. So here, I'll pull this out so you can see. Okay, so there's those mugs. Here is another card with cut out by Leanne Greff. So she, I think she fussy cut this one. And then you can see, maybe they're both fussy cut. Let's see. Yeah, those two shapes are both fussy cut, but I don't know. They look really beautiful. I love the splatter in the background to kind of connect the background here. And this paper is clearly super popular. It's nice and strong color-wise. It adds an extra design element that kind of carries along with the suite here. And then we have another card. This is by Kathy Parlitzis. And Kathy did a fun fold card here. She went ahead and actually scored it sort of off center so that she has this little probably 1 1/4 inch piece here. But then added this extra circle element and a couple of those little latte dots that we love so much. This is die cut from the paper using the dies, and then little coffee bean images. There's lots of little images in this stamp set that are terrific. And then the last card is from Joyce Faracco, and Joyce went ahead and stamped and put her greeting right on this coffee, which I love, and then has a little die cut spoon. This is a 3x4 card. This is a 3x4 piece, which is a really efficient way to use your designer series paper. I talk about them all the time, but I love this element that Joyce put on here. She mounted this on a piece of vellum. So you still have all of the beautiful things in the background, but you have the focal point strengthened by the vellum. It's just it's subtle. Like if you ever do digital art stuff, you can change the opacity, the opaqueness of a piece of your design, and having this be not completely opaque, like you can see through it a little bit, just really adds an extra element to focus, but doesn't take away, it doesn't cover up the background. And then she used this fun dot jute here on her card too. Oh, actually, it's also here. I like this. Fun way to use it too. So lots and lots of ideas for these new papers and these new stamps, and you're going to want to run over and check them out. Of course, Pets and More is one of our new ones today too. And I have really enjoyed coming to you today live on YouTube. So kind of fun. And I will, if that other platform ever comes back up, then I will go ahead and pop our video in there as a recording. And yeah, it was great to see you guys. Happy Tuesday. It's like Monday for Loven Stamps studio here of Maker Mornings with Meg, because we're live on Tuesday and Thursday at usually 9:30 a.m. if we're not behind because of weird technical problems. And then usually live over there on the other FB platform, and sometimes here live on YouTube. So anyway, I hope you guys have had a great morning so far. I hope you have a great day planned, and I will see you again on Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Central Time, somewhere live here or there, and sharing another project with you guys. So happy stamping, have a great day, and thanks for finding me. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.